Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms coming to you live from still in Escondido at the RV resort here and in my house on wheels. So today I was thinking about stress while having the best stress relief possible, and that was having my 7-month-old grandson on my shoulder, sleeping most of the day. But it was just awesome, the best stress relief out there. But it got me thinking about families and vacations and holidays and things like that too. So I was thinking about like Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, Passover, all of those major holidays that we all celebrate, or that most people celebrate and things, and people getting together. Like Thanksgiving is a big one for families to get together and have some great times. And a lot of family reunions happen around Thanksgiving as well. But my thought was, there's a lot of stress that goes into those holidays. And, life is stressful enough as it is. Why add more? So I was thinking about, you've got your family comes over to your place every year for Thanksgiving or every other year for Thanksgiving. And what do you have to do? You've got to get the house cleaned up. You've got to figure out who's going to be sleeping where. You've got to figure out how are people going to get around. If people are coming in from out of town, where are they going to be staying? Are they getting picked up from the airport, from the train station, from the bus station? Are they renting a car? Who's driving them from point A to point B? All of these things. And then you've got to think of the menu and the food and the preparation and on and on and on and on and on and on. And I suddenly thought, why do people put themselves through so much stress when you can do something as simple as get on a cruise ship and take the whole family on the cruise and have a stress-free vacation? Because who's sleeping where? Well, everybody gets their own cabin to start with, so each family gets their own cabin, so you don't need to worry about that. How's everybody getting there? Well, it's up to their own thing. They can plane, trains and automobiles, and I think that covers it. Planes, trains, automobiles to get to the port. So it's up to them to figure out how they're going to get to the port. But the thing is that we as travel professionals can help you arrange these family groups to go on board the ships to cover the major holidays and things. And think about it. You don't have to worry about all that prep. So if you're the one that does all the cooking, you don't have to worry about being trapped in the kitchen for almost an entire day cooking a turkey and everything else that goes with it, because you've got an entire crew that are in there, in the galley, in the kitchens there, that are cooking it all for you, and you can get to spend more time with your family. So you remove the stress of cooking. You don't have to worry about where you're going to store all that extra food. What are you going to do with the leftovers? In fact, where are you even going to put the leftovers? And all the other arrangements. You don't have to worry about getting the house ready for everybody to invade. You don't have to worry about getting those extra chairs and tables and stuff for everybody to sit, or the extra plates and knives and forks and stuff. It's all taken care of for you. It is completely stress-free. So now you've got all that time that you're on the cruise ship to spend quality time with your family and catching up and just relaxing and being together and spending. And the important thing is that quality time that everybody gets to spend together. And if you've got kids, there's kid clubs on board cruise ships that are done by age. They have age-appropriate activities for the kids. Most of the cruise lines have counselors on board who have had a minimum of, I'm trying to remember, 5 years of early child education, 5 years in the education industry before they can become a counselor on board the ships. So these are the ones that are very family orientated. So think of those. They've got age appropriate activities for them. You can drop the kids off there at the beginning of the day, pick them up for lunchtime if you wish, and then see them again and not see them again till dinner time. They'll be making new friends. They'll be having a blast. They'll be hanging out with their cousins, with their siblings, whatever. They even have teen programs. The programs on most ships go from the age of 3 through to 18. And those that are under 3, there are a couple of cruise lines that will have space for the smaller, for the younger children as well, that can be done on an hourly basis and that sort of thing as well. They'll even have some ships have babysitting services on board. We can drop the kids off. Royal Caribbean does a family meal where it's an early if you're doing the late dining, they will take the kids from soups to nuts in 45 minutes, and then you take them up to the front of the restaurant. You hand them over to the counsellors. They take them off to the kids area there, and you get to go and enjoy your evening and enjoy the show and all that sort of stuff. Disney does a phenomenal job. Disney was one of the best cruises. And I didn't have any kids on board. It was myself and another cruise planner. We were sharing a room together. We were on board with 40 other travel professionals, learning about Disney. And I'll tell you, that was the best cruise experience I have ever had. There was a whole bunch of kids on that ship, but you never saw any of them because they were all up in the kids club most of the time. And you saw very few of them. In fact, we all got shocked when we found out how many kids were actually on board, because it did not seem like that many kids were on board the ship. But that's not just, Disney does a phenomenal job with that, and it is Disney. So they're first and foremost an entertainment company, so you have to remember that. But they do a phenomenal job of entertaining you on board the ship. Royal Caribbean has a phenomenal kids program as well. They also have the what do they call it? The TOTS program, Babies and Tots program for the 6 month to 3-year-olds. The 6 months to 2-year-olds. So they have a great kids program there as well. You get to go and visit and explore different destinations together. But it's being on board the ship, and you've got all that space, and there's adult programs that you can do. There's adult only areas that you can go and hang out in while the kids are in the kids club. If you're all growing up and there's no little kids to worry about, then you guys can have a great time too. There's great programs in that on board ships. You can go explore new ports together. You can go do group excursions together. Laura, I love your comment. You want me to be trapped on a ship with my family. Can you arrange a burial at sea? Trust me, the ships are large enough that you can actually miss people. I have been on a cruise ship and I saw friends of mine at the airport, and I never saw them once we boarded the ship. Never saw them again. I met them at the airport. They were going on the exact same cruise that I was going on. In fact, it was Allure of the Seas. We saw each other at the airport on the bus together, and then that's it. Once we stepped off that bus, we never saw each other again for the entire cruise. So you can hide out from family if you need to. But me, I love my family. I am close with my family. I love my family dearly, and to be able to spend time with them on a cruise. In fact, we did do that in 2010. We had 7 milestone birthdays happening in 1 year, and so there's 21 of us boarded a ship. We had a phenomenal time. The kids had fun in the kids program. When we got into the ports, we went off and did things together, or we went off and did our own thing. We just had such a great time. Then in the evenings, we would come together and have dinner together, and catch up on what everybody did during the day and that sort of stuff. And then we even arranged a little the birthday party on board the ship was awesome, because what we did, we were on Mariner of the Seas, and we arranged to have one of the lounges as a private event, and we arranged a birthday cake and ice cream sundaes. So the group's director on board the ship called me up and said, "You never told us what flavour ice creams that you want for the ice cream sundaes." So I told him, I said, well, I knew my mother-in-law was die-hard vanilla ice cream. That was her thing. No other flavour, just vanilla ice cream. And I knew I wasn't the only chocoholic in the group. So we had vanilla and chocolate. So when we got there and they brought out the stuff to make our own sundaes and everything, there was I kid you not, 5-gallon containers of ice cream for 21 people. So we had 10 gallons of ice cream among 21 people, along with this huge sheet cake, which was the best sheet cake I have ever had. It was beautiful. And so we had some then, and then we got the crew to take it and put it all away for us and bring it out at dessert at dinner that night as well, which they did. And we got ice cream sundaes again. We got this amazing cake again on top of whatever desserts everybody ordered with their meals as well. And then afterwards I said to our wait staff, I said, if there's any way you guys can sneak this down to the crew quarters, go for it, because I'd hate to see the stuff go to waste. So just think, 10 gallons of ice cream among 21 people. That was a lot of ice cream. But it was an amazing time. We had an awesome cruise. So doing a family cruise together can be a way of relieving stress during the holidays and stuff, and just being able to spend quality time together. Yes, you can all go off and do your own thing. Come together in the evenings for dinner, and just catch up with everybody during the day. You can go off and do stuff with other family members during the day, or you can just do things by yourself. It is completely up to you. But you don't have the stress of worrying about who's sleeping where, who's picking up who from the airport, who's driving who around, who's doing all that food prep, where you're going to store all the food. You don't have to worry about hiring extra equipment to be able to seat everybody at the house and that sort of stuff. So that's my thought for today. If you would like to learn more about taking a family reunion, a family holiday cruise, anything like that, together with the family to get out for the holidays and reduce your stress, then just send me a private message, and myself or one of my team members will be happy to call you back and get you all hooked up with that and talk to you more about it. Remember, no matter what happens, today is always super fantastic and sparkling.